This one money lesson has helped me make more money than anything else before. And I only wish कि मैंने ये lesson थोड़ा और पहले सीखा होता। वो lesson क्या है ये बताने से पहले I would like to tell you about this guy named वही तकीदा, who was one of the biggest, in fact the biggest billionaire investors of Japan. In fact उन्हें वॉरेन बुफे ऑफ जापान कहा जाता था। वही तकीदा ने अपनी एक philosophy about money share की थी with one of his students, a philosophy that allowed him to make so much money in his life. और स्टूडेंट का नाम था केन होंडा। एंड केन होंडा आज की डेट में इज अ सक्सेसफुल बिजनेसमैन, इन्वेस्टर और सुपर सक्सेसफुल ऑथर। एंड उन्होंने एक बुक लिखी है कॉल्ड द हैप्पी मनी, जिसमें उन्होंने एग्जैक्टली सेम लेसन शेयर किया है। एंड दिस बुक हैज बिकम वन ऑफ द बेस्ट सेलर्स इन द वर्ल्ड। एंड सिंस देन मेनी सक्सेसफुल पीपल लाइक टोनी रॉबिन्स, विशेन लखानिया, टॉम बिलीव एंड मेनी मोर हैव बैक्ड दिस आइडियोलॉजी। तो सवाल ये है कि वो लेसन क्या है। सुनने में बड़ा ही सिंपल है बट अप्लाई करने में उतना ही मुश्किल। द आइडिया इज कॉल्ड अरिगातो मनी, जिसका सिंपल ट्रांसलेशन ये कहता है thank you money, या being grateful for the money, which simply means is that you have to be grateful for any amount of money that flows into your life or that flows out of your life. यानी कि अगर तुम्हारे पास कहीं से पैसा आए या तुम्हारे पास से पैसा कहीं जाए, you have to be grateful for it, to God, to nature, to universe or any higher power that you believe in. अब ये आइडिया सुनने में बड़ा bonkers सा लगता है, I know. जब मैंने भी ये पहली बार सुना था, I was taken aback. But the more I learned about money, the more I learned about the mental models, the more I learned about the energies, the more I experienced making money, and the more I met successful people who had money, and I've met a lot of them, I realized a pattern about it. And the moment I started implementing that pattern in my own life, in last 1.5 years, I've made more money than I ever did before. So pattern क्या है? I'll tell you. One thing I realized with every successful man I've met is that they are, if not always, but in majority of the time, in the positive energy spectrum. मतलब this is an energy and vibration chart by Dr. David Hawkins. He's a great psychologist and an energy researcher. Left में तुम्हें दिख रहा होगा there are all the human emotions laid from shame, guilt, anger, fear, reason, love, joy, peace, everything. और उसके ठीक right में you will be able to see कि based on the emotional state जो कि एक इंसान experience करता है, what are the actions या interactions that he does with the world. So if a person is experiencing shame, guilt, fear, envy, he'll always be in a state of inaction. Cut to if a person is experiencing courage, willingness, acceptance, he'll be happy, he'll be productive. And if he's experiencing joy, love and peace, he'll be in an extraordinary performance state. और एक scientific study बताती है that based on the emotional state that you are in, the brain waves and the vibrations that you have in your brain changes. Higher your emotional states are, the higher your brainwave frequency is, and the higher your brainwave frequency is, the better you are able to interact with the world. So what it means is that the more you express gratitude towards money, the more you feel happy towards the money, the more you put yourself into a higher emotional state. And once you are able to interact better with the world because of the emotional state that you are in, you are able to derive better results from the work that you do. In fact, Ken Honda ने beautifully कहा है that there are only two types of money that there is: happy money and unhappy money. यानी कि any kind of interaction with your money makes you happy, it's a happy money. If any interaction with your money makes you unhappy, it's unhappy money. And what you have to do is stay as close as you can to happy money. एक एग्जाम्पल देता हूँ. Let's say तुम्हारे अकाउंट में 20,000 रुपए आ गए. You're very happy about it. तुमने डिसाइड किया कि तुम अपने फेवरेट क्लोथिंग ब्रांड से शॉपिंग करोगे. You go to Zara. तुमने वहाँ से 5,000 रुपए के कपड़े सिलेक्ट किए. तुम काउंटर पर गए, तुमने बिल किया and you paid 5,000 rupees to the cashier. You felt happy about it because now तुमने अपना पैसा एक्सचेंज किया है फॉर समथिंग दैट यू रियली लाइक. यू फेल्ट हैप्पी अबाउट इट. एंड तुम घर आए, तुमने देखा देयर इज अ बिल लाइंग ऑन योर टेबल. दैट बिल इज फॉर द वाईफाई सर्विस दैट यू हैव बीन यूजिंग फॉर द एंटायर ईयर, एंड बिल का अमाउंट है 5,000 रुपीज एंड यू हैव टू पे इट बाय टुडे. नाउ यू आर पेइंग इट एंड यू आर फीलिंग सैड और यू आर फीलिंग अनहैप्पी बिकॉज तुम्हें ऐसा लग रहा है कोई तुम्हें लूट रहा है या तुम्हारा पैसा तुम्हारे पास से जा रहा है एंड यू कुड हैव यूज्ड इट इन सम बेटर वे. यू आर फीलिंग अनहैप्पी व्हाइल यू आर पेइंग दैट मनी. द अमाउंट ऑफ मनी दैट यू पेड फॉर Zara and the amount of money that you are paying to your Wi-Fi provider is exactly the same, but the emotion that you experience in both the scenarios is absolutely different. तुम्हें तुम्हारे पैसे के exchange में value दोनों ही interactions में मिला, दोनों ही transactions में मिला, but yet you are feeling these two different kind of emotions. अब कभी कभार अगर तुम्हें unhappy feeling है when you are exchanging some money, that's absolutely human. But अगर तुम्हारा हर transaction leads you to a unhappy feeling, there's a problem, because the unhappy feeling about money will always put you into a negative emotional state, and the more you are into a negative emotional state, the more you repel money in the long haul. And that's what Ken Honda says in Happy Money. This is called scarcity mindset या zero sum game वाला mindset. यानी कि अगर हमें जीतना है तो किसी और को हारना जरूरी है, या अगर कोई और जीत रहा है तो हम जरूर हार रहे हैं. This is something that our educational system has heavily ingrained in our mind, but the world doesn't work like that. For you to win, someone else doesn't have to lose, or if someone else is winning, you do not have to lose. यानी कि अगर एप्पल आज $1 बिलियन का रेवेन्यू जनरेट कर रहा है, इसका ये मतलब नहीं कि दैट सैमसंग, Xiaomi, OnePlus और अदर फोन कंपनीज आर नॉट मेकिंग प्रॉफिट. Of course the market share is divided, but every company is bagging some or the other profit in their own niche, in their own category और in their own spectrum. या फिर अगर मुझे 1 मिलियन सब्सक्राइबर्स तक पहुंचना है, तब गैरी वी, बियर बाइसेप्स, क्लार्क केगली, टॉम बिल्यू को अपने सब्सक्राइबर्स लूज करने पड़ेंगे फॉर मी टू विन. नो, एब्सोल्युटली नॉट. दिस इज नॉट हाउ लाइफ वर्क्स एंड दैट्स व्हाट एग्जैक्टली कैन होंडा मीन्स. यू हैव टू पुट योरसेल्फ कॉन्स्टेंटली in abundance mindset and not in the scarcity mindset. Scarcity mindset loses money. So the question is, how do you do it? Ken Honda ने 5 simple steps दिए हैं that will allow you to put yourself into a happy money state and 5 चीजें जो तुम्हें नहीं करनी है to be in that happy money state. अगर यहाँ तक वीडियो पसंद आया, सब्सक्राइब करो, लाइक करो, कमेंट करो, वरना भूल जाओगे. So the 5 things that you should do are, first thing is be thankful and grateful. Thankful for the money that comes into your life and thankful for the money that goes out of your life. The second thing is, do not compare. Comparing with how much you have, how much you're making with someone else who is maybe 5 years, 10 years or 15 years ahead of you does not do anything good to you. It always puts you in a state of lack, a state of scarcity. The third thing is, spend lavishly on things that fulfill you and not something that fulfills your ego. यानी कि spending guilt free on things that make you intrinsically happy. For me, I love collecting watches and I love reading books. So spending any amount of them is something that fulfills me, something that fulfills my passion. But on the other side, spending on expensive shoes or spending on expensive clothes doesn't make me feel happy. It kind of makes me feel guilty because I'm doing it to impress people or satisfy my ego. So knowing yourself and spending on things that truly make you happy is very important, because ultimately money is an exchange for commodity, an exchange for value. The fourth one is sharing or charity. There's the reason why billionaires and millionaires spend so much amount of money in charity, because they know that the more you give to the world, the more comes back to you. And even if it doesn't come back, it absolutely makes you happy. Be it any religious scripture, Bhagavad Gita, Quran, Bible, any of it, all of them give so much importance to charity. On our scale, amount बड़ा हो या छोटा हो फर्क नहीं पड़ता. Any amount that is given to help someone else ultimately makes you feel good. And the fifth thing is, which I feel is the most important, is that do the work that makes you happy. तुम्हारा काम 85 to 90% of your life है. And if you are not able to keep yourself happy in that 85 to 95% of that boring stuff, you won't be able to enjoy the 5-10% of that fun stuff. Go to any successful person that you can find and you'll always hear, do things that make you happy. And 5 things that you should not do to stay in the happy money state is that, first, do not constantly be afraid of losing money. It is absolutely important to be precautious. But अगर तुम हर बार डरे हुए हो that someone is going to charge you more for the things that they deserve, you are always going to be in the state of lack. Precaution is good, but not fear. The second is, do not be anxious that whether you'll be able to make money in the future or not. मेरे एक mentor है जो मुझे हमेशा कहते हैं that अगर तुम्हें तुम्हारे subject की knowledge है, तुम कभी भूखे नहीं मरोगे. If you know that you have the relevant skills, you know how to put yourself to work, and you know about your subject, you will ultimately find a way to earn money. But constantly fearing about whether the money will come to you in future or not is again going to put you in that fearful state. The third thing is, do not doubt your own capacity to earn money. I know so many people who are so good at their work, but they yet doubt their own capacity to ask for the right amount of money that they should get, and hence they end up underquoting for the service that they provide. If you yourself are doubting the skill that you are selling, how will the person who is buying a skill from you going to pay you the right price? Because everyone is trying to pay you the least amount possible for the skill that you are giving in exchange. It is your job to sell your service or your product at the right price that you deserve. The fourth thing is, do not be guilty. Do not be guilty of the past inactions or the mistakes that you have made that has made you lose money. अगर तुम वो energy spectrum वापस देखो, you'll realize that the bottommost energy level that you can ever experience is guilt. And guilt वाले emotional state में only human interaction that is possible is of inaction. And if you are not taking any actions, how is it possible for you to get any kind of result? And the fifth thing is, do not put yourself into the zone of neglection. That is not giving yourself enough self-love. And the best definition of self-love that I have found is from Jordan Peterson, where he says that treat yourself like someone you're responsible to take care of, like a baby. And once you start doing that, you automatically start moving towards the idea of self-love. Try karo, because earning money is very important. But if you're not feeling happy about the money that you already have, it becomes very difficult to make more money. This is Sohail here, signing out. See you in the next video.